What's up, everyone? Adrian Morrison here, and I want to welcome you to the Profit Power Hour. I'm excited to have you here, even though I still sound a little sick. If you were here last week, then you saw I was a little sick. I was getting over something, and it is sticking with me. I mean, I'm taking all sorts of vitamins and biohacking stuff, and it's like that. It just, you know what I'm talking about. You get a cold and that cough, and the sinus issues, they just stick with you. Well, that's what's happening to me. So I am thrilled to be here. However, still a little under the weather. Actually, while everybody's hopping on right now, if you didn't know, I live close to Panama City Beach in Florida. And last week, Hurricane Helen was potentially projected to hit us, but it took more of an eastern turn once it got to the Gulf. Thoughts and prayers out to everyone that was affected by the hurricane. I know it's just absolutely horrible. It didn't hit us, but we decided to be super safe, and we went back to Mississippi for a week. So we were just, I have a 2-year-old now. Honestly, before I had a kid, I would have just said, hey, I'm going to stick it out. I live in a concrete house. I'll probably be fine. Probably not super intelligent, but I'm been through, hurricane warnings and whatnot, living in Florida. But with a kid, you don't want to take any chances. So we went home, and I'm back now at my house in Florida, and I hear on the news another one might potentially be coming. So yeah, lots of bouncing back and forth, but the Profit Power Hour must go on. We had a great training last week, if you were on it, where we started talking about print on demand and a way to sell Halloween things at a for a longer period of time than dropship stuff. And that got a lot of feedback. A lot of people have asked me about print on demand and if you should just do drop shipping with Zendrop, AliExpress style items, or if you should just do print on demand. Because a lot of people are like, oh, I have to launch an apparel business, or I have to launch a business that specifically sells like gadgets and trinkets and stuff like that. And the thing is you can actually, combine the two, run a hybrid, and they will piggyback off one another, work together. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight is an actual strategy. If you're new, this is a webinar series we do every single Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. We stream, we train. We typically go over finding new products and seasonal ideas. And then, a lot of times we talk about strategy. Tonight is going to be strategy. So we're going to be discussing a strategy that you can use with various different products to scale your business up. That would be the goal, and get people hopefully to spend more money. And I'll show you some examples of how that works. And I know it's late. I shouldn't be drinking coffee, but sometimes I need caffeine to do this because, I got 2 dogs. One of them's been sick. I got a kid that's about to be 2. I've been running from hurricanes. So God bless caffeine. All right. If you missed last week's training, you can see that in our Access Adrian portal. I'll just take you to that real quick. So if you come in here to your accessadrian.com portal, scroll down to my courses software, you'll see where it says Profit Power Hour. Now, if you click on that, it's going to bring up a completely free member area. And you could click on webinar replays, and you can see everything all the way back to 2016. We do these every week. So, we're talking about hundreds of trainings here, completely free. And, you can click on 2024 and you can see last week's training. We did miss 2 weeks, which is like absolutely like crazy. I was overseas and my team, there was a communication issue and they didn't play some trainings I had sent over to them. They just didn't get the message. So they thought I just wasn't doing it, which is, things happen. Okay. So we've been talking a lot about Halloween. Tonight's isn't necessarily about Halloween, even though, we are now in October, but it could be applied toward Halloween. So just, keep that in mind as we go through this. And again, if you are brand spanking new, okay, brand new, then you want to know about this link up here probably, where you could claim a free store build. If you go to profitph.com/free store, you can use our AI and software store builder, and it will build you a store for free. There are upgrades available in there that are not free, like, if you want a premium theme, we don't own a theme. Like we have one we recommend, and we've done a deal with them to get you a crazy discount on the theme, but it's optional, right? You can walk away and say no to everything and have a free store build. But you do need to obviously get your own Shopify account. I would go broke if I just bought the world Shopify accounts. I think they let you start for like $1 or something. That said, it's the fastest way to get started. And one really cool thing about our store builder is that we got awarded for it. Shopify awarded me as, they gave me the most innovative commerce coach in the world award specifically for this store builder that we've created in this initiative to get people free store builds that we started a year and a half ago, I think it is. A lot of people, they sell the service, and I don't blame them. Like, they should sell the service. It's epic. We're able to give it away for free because we have a deal with Shopify as Shopify partners where they pay us a commission. So, it works out to where we can afford not to sell it and give it to you for free. And obviously Shopify pays us. And Shopify knows we're doing trainings like this to help you, start your store up and keep your store running. Matter of fact, a couple of weeks ago, I was on a phone call with Shopify, walking through our store builder, walking through our trainings, showing them everything that we do, which they were very impressed with. So, they keep a close eye on me. And I'd venture to say that if I was doing anything, I think I cut myself shaving. If I was doing anything that they, didn't love, they would probably tell me, hey, your store builder sucks. Change this, change that. Okay. Now, what are we going to be talking about tonight? Well, first off, last week we went over print on demand, and I started showing all of you like these viral TikToks. Let me see if I could pull them up. Yeah, these viral TikTok reels of Halloween prints on different clothes, be it pajamas, which are the most popular, slippers, pants, purses, leggings. They were just racking up millions of views. And so I wanted to show everybody how they could copy this type of strategy. And that's on last week's webinar. You can check it out. If you don't have an Access Adrian account, which you should, you can always pop over to my YouTube. It's just Adrian Morrison, and you can watch the edited down version here, okay? So what are we going to talk about tonight? Well, last week's training kind of raised the question of, should I run a print on demand business or a like Zendrop AliExpress style dropship business? And meaning, should I sell gadgets or should I sell like print on demand goods? And I kind of came up with a strategy. I call it the customer ascension strategy, the customer ascension model. And I have a very old PowerPoint. It's super old because this is like not a new strategy. It's just a strategy that a lot of people do not use. They're just not privy to the idea. and it's called customer ascension. So I know a lot of people get scared when they see PowerPoints and they think something's going to be sold. I can assure you I'm not selling anything. We very rarely have anything to sell on these webinars unless it's just like groundbreaking. Um, these are meat and potatoes webinars, but this is an example of how customer ascension would work. And it's a real example of, what I did. Um, so I started out selling just print on demand stuff. I was selling t-shirts with a company called Teespring. They're still around. All sorts of t-shirts. I was making good money too, like really good money. Then I found out about drop shipping, which is selling products like these little dog collars here, products like we've preloaded onto your a lot of your stores, or stuff that you might find on AliExpress or Zendrop or other Alibaba or CJ Dropshipping, Shine On. These are products that they're cheap and there's not a big markup, but it's still like a 300-400% markup. Like these little LED glow dog collars here is one of the products that I started out selling when I began my journey in e-commerce, and it blew up for me. I sold an immense amount of these dog collars. And what I loved about this product was that, and it's the one at the bottom left, is that this product is something that a lot of people will buy multiples of, because people might have 2 dogs or 3 dogs, They might buy them as a gift for their family members or friends, pups. And so it got people to spend, on my stores anywhere from $10, which is, about what we sold them for, upwards to $30, 2 to 3 pets. So it was really nice. And I was only paying about $5 to $6 max out the door shipped to the customer. So when I would get, 3 sales of $30, I'm not paying shipping on every single one because they're able to ship them together. And it was even better because if there was an opportunity to package all 3 collars together and save on shipping 3 times, right? Because it's 3 collars in one box. That was beneficial for me. And I amassed a very large database of customers and of prospects interested in dog stuff. And so as this dog collar that I was selling became, one of the main products that we were scaling, and I know some of you are asking like how much money I made and what the profit was. I sold an immense amount of them, but it doesn't matter because you're not going to duplicate what I did with these collars probably. Well, let's just say you're definitely not, because I was like a master at scaling this. So like the numbers that we were doing were like expert, beyond expert level things. And so I'm not saying you have to stay in the dog market, and I'm not saying that you're going to duplicate exactly what I did, because you're not. And you could very much think about this as a Halloween theme thing. You could find like a little Halloween decoration or Halloween trinket, the hologram box that we were showing a couple weeks ago. And then, something that's cheap that has has the potential of high volume, meaning a lot of sales. Because if something's really cheap, then common sense tells us that we can probably sell more of it, because more people are likely to buy something that's $10 than something that is $100. So you get more customers, right? That's the goal, is customer volume. And then once you have those customers, what you're really looking at doing is ascending those customers to higher ticket items. So I thought to myself, hey, I got all these people interested in dog stuff. I mean, we're talking about like my email list of dog lovers was, I don't know what it is right now, but hundreds of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands. And I thought to myself, well, if they have dogs and we're interested in dog stuff, they might be interested, or they were interested in the dog collar, they might be interested in some other things. So my buddy started a print on demand business specifically that sold pillows. Actually, it was just pillow covers. There was no pillow insert. It was just linen pillow covers, and we could print things on. So I got pictures of dogs, very similar to like what I showed y'all last week on Shutterstock. I went and found artistic photos of pit bulls, of Yorkies, of Pomeranians. Pit bulls were the biggest. And I put those photos on pillows. Now, what's really cool about pillows, and I want you to understand my mindset here, is that the pillows, people typically don't buy one pillow, right? They buy one pillow for each side of the couch. Yeah. So I would have multiple images of pit bulls, and they would buy the collection. So we would sell anywhere from 2 to 4 pillows. And so that would give us, again, higher order values from our customers. And then I thought, okay, well, if they're buying the pillows, which I was honestly shocked. I can't believe people bought the pillow covers. I really can't. And they were a little bit more expensive. They were $15 per pillow cover. You see about $14.95. It's kind of what we recommended selling them at. I think we were getting them $5 or $6 out the door, if I recall. So, you know, people started buying this. It's like, well, dang, let's put that same picture of the pit bull, the Pomeranian, the Yorkie, the Schnauzer, the whatever. Let's put it on a t-shirt. And t-shirts we were selling for about $25 to $30. We were getting those t-shirts, I think, for like 12 bucks. And then we would email our list, market it on Facebook, on our fan pages and our social media assets. And I'll be danged, people started buying the same dang photo on on t-shirts. So then we found the ability to do vegan bags. So this vegan leather. And we were selling these handbags for like 40 bucks, $35, $40. Same picture printed on them. Then we did shoes and yoga pants and sold those for $70 to $80. Then we started doing really cool stuff like custom bedding and all that. And really what we're doing here is we are sending a customer that knows us, likes us, trusts us, and has been either on our website shopping before, maybe they didn't buy something, but they were adding products to cart, or they were a previous buyer. And we're selling them things that are a little bit more expensive, because in the more expensive goods, there might be more margin available, which is important. You know, instead of spending $6 on a collar and making 10 bucks, right, which would leave us like $4, we would sell a t-shirt that we get for $12 for 30. So our, you know, we're able to make more money that way. Less customers, but more margin, because you're not going to sell as many $30 shirts as you did $10 glow collars. And so the way that this worked is, you know, it was a step-by-step strategy that we used. And the thing is, you know, most people, as I look back here, they get stuck. Yeah, they get stuck about right here. And this is where I was stuck. It's called low ticket paralysis. Now, this is a very old screenshot because I've pulled this PowerPoint from the archives. So Shopify's interface now looks different, but this is like when I first got started, like way back in the day. I was selling the little $10 products. My average customer was spending roughly $25. When I started using customer ascension and print on demand, like I showed y'all last week, I was able to get people to start spending more money. And when I started remarketing, meaning I was taking my database, my emails, my Facebook audiences, so on and so forth, and I started marketing to them more expensive items like the pillows and the leggings and the shoes. What happened was my average order value skyrocketed. It like just, you see this major spike, and that major spike is the aha moment that I had. So this is that spike right here. I've circled it in red, and you just see this huge shot up from most of my customers spending 25 bucks to spending roughly, you know, $50 to $75. And it's because of what I just showed you. It's because I took my customer database and like my main like avatar of a customer that knew me, liked me, trust me, had shopped on my store. Maybe they didn't buy anything, but they shopped around. And I started marketing to them more expensive items. And so now instead of making, you know, or having a $4 profit margin there, and that's not including like what would ad spend, right? That's just cost of goods versus what I sell it for. You have to factor in things like ad spend, which will vary, right? Things just shot up. It was crazy, 200, 300%. And so, you know, this is a 6-step funnel that I created, and actually it's far more than 6 steps because it kind of goes to infinity, if you will. So this is kind of like what it looks like. So the ascension funnel, step 1, I was selling like low ticket items. We were doing a lot of free plus shipping, things like that. $10, $9, $10, and we were getting a lot of customers. Then we started doing low ticket items that were $12 to $15. Then we started selling mid ticket items, 20 to 35. All the way up to step 6, we were selling items that were $100 to $120, getting significantly less sales of these $100 you know, products. But again, the margin that we had there was quite significant compared to like step 1 and step 2. So step 1, you know, I was selling these, you know, it was $4, $5, $6 out the door, just depending on, you know, how many we sold. And this is a really old, really old ad, but these types of ads were getting just crazy engagement and shares and views. So, you know, these aren't all customers. These are just people that are sharing, liking, viewing, but these are people interested in a specific niche, right? So we can remarket to these people that viewed our video. We can remarket to the people that shared and liked our video, or that commented. And so that's what we started doing. And so we started selling, you know, step 2, these pillows, and we would print dogs on them. Then we were selling t-shirts with dogs on them. We were selling handbags. We were selling shoes. We were selling bedding. These didn't sell a ton, but we started selling higher ticket items, and people were buying them, right? And so it's an ascension model, and it happens over the course of months, not days, not weeks, but months. But you can start doing this, right? You can start implementing this into your business. And if you come back over here to what I was showing y'all last week, with print on demand stuff, with like Printful, for example, the sky is the limit. There's so many products now that weren't available to me when I first started this that are now available. And if you take a look at this customer, I just want to show you how a customer ascension works. When you have a customer that knows you, likes you, trusts you, and you're marketing to them, again, this is a super old screenshot, so this customer may have, you know, have more orders and more spent, but this particular customer right here has been coming back for over a year at the time of the screenshot. Since then, it's been much longer, and they've ordered 20 different products. I mean, they've placed 20 different orders and spent $500. So I'm not saying that every customer is going to do this, and it's quite probable that, you know, no customer will ever come back. It's more likely that no customer will come back 20 times than they will. But in this particular very unique case, I found a customer, and that's why I took a screenshot, because it was so unique. They came back, but they just kept buying. I got that one customer that just kept buying everything that we were putting out. They came back 20 times, and that's the power of remarketing. And a lot of that had to do with this right here. and had to do with ascension. So forget the amount that they spent. What's really interesting is how many times they came back and they ordered from remarketing, from emails. Depending on what you sell, that will dictate how much people spend on your store should they decide to shop multiple times. Does that make sense? Just say yes if that makes sense to you. Yeah. So we had about 10 to 11% of the people that we were selling items to coming back on average to purchase more items from us as we were marketing to them some of those higher ticket items. And one thing that, you know, I want to just ingrain into your brain is that you have all the opportunity in the world to do this on Shopify, copy this model with apps like Printful right here. You could start selling any weird little item like you come over here, we're on AliExpress, but you know, you could start selling these masks, or you could start selling, you don't want to do a Spider-Man mask or Venom. I was showing you what not to sell here. Are these little holographic tools, which are great for holidays as well. And then you get a crazed Halloween database, people that love Halloween, that love Thanksgiving, that love Christmas, whatever, right? And you can then pop over to Shutterstock and you can get images, and you know, of course, you need to purchase the image from them, or you can use AI and find different Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever themed images, and you can start applying them to different products and like hoodies and all sorts of things, just like I showed you in those PowerPoint slides. And now they have custom shaped pillows. I mean, look at this. Like, that's like a, I think that's like a chicken wing or something. Cats, people, dogs. I mean, like, they do legit custom shaped pillows. Imagine like if they had this when I first started and I had like all that momentum on the pillows, which eventually, you know, subsided in the dog market. If they had like the custom shaped pillows. I mean, it's so simple to just add these to your store with print on demand. It's very much it's like drop shipping, but they're printing on something first. So there's all sorts of things that you could do. There's all sorts of hats. It's not just a ball cap anymore. You've got beanies, you've got dad caps, you've got A-frame caps, you've got snow caps, you've got the bucket hats, you've got all sorts of stuff. I mean, even accessories. If you go to accessories, tote bags. One thing I sold a lot of it wasn't drawstring bags. It was linen tote bags. Do we have these up here anywhere? Yeah, a product very, very similar to this one right here, where we would put the images of dogs or whatever it may be on this linen tote bag, and we would sell these like gangbusters. So you can print anything on these. So remember, ascending your customers is key. Don't always go for new customer acquisition, which is important, but you want to take the customers or the prospects that you have and try to send them up to buy more expensive yet relevant items. Does that make sense? Yes. I mean, if we come down here to the tech accessories, earphone cases, laptop cases, mouse pads, home and living. You got, what do we have in home and living? Wow, we got a lot. Holiday decor. So there's holiday decor in here. Blankets. We sold a good bit of blankets, like these sublimation blankets. They pop off during the winter. Flags, tableware, bottles, mugs, tumblers. Tumblers always do well. Like think about Halloween and Thanksgiving and holiday themed tumblers, summer themed tumblers with sayings on them, coasters. I mean, it's all there, right? But you can't sell it all, but you do need to kind of come in here and say, okay, this makes sense. I will sell this, 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 this. And the way that you go about doing it, in my opinion, and the way that I went about doing it was through a slow ascension model, whereby we had people start out buying the cheaper items like these right here, the pillows, like they start with the AliExpress item, then the pillows, and then the shirts, and then the handbags, and then the shoes and the yoga pants. I don't have yoga pants on here, but we sold a lot of those. And then some of the more expensive items. So, you know, you need to kind of choose a path. There is no one right path. And, you know, you just have to choose and get started and test, and you'll find out, do people like the t-shirts? Do they like the handbags? Do they like the shoes? Right? You have to do testing. Will some of them fail? Yeah, a lot of them will fail. Is it possible that you've launched 5 things and all 5 things are unappealing to your audience? Absolutely. It's probable that that could happen. But what you're looking for is the one, right? And that price range that's going to hit, right? And the great thing about it is you're using remarketing. So, you know, you're looking for that 12 to 15 and that 20 to 35, that 40 to 65 is next. You're getting people to buy the 20 to $35 items. Let's find something else similar to that market that we could sell for 40 to 65, and let's see which item is appealing to them in that particular price range. So, you know, these are the things that real e-commerce businesses, they do. They think about this type of stuff. And for you, I know a lot of you are beginners, but it's never a bad idea to have, like the battle plan, right? Laid out ahead of you. And when you get to that next step, right? When you get to that level where it's time to do like ascend, you already have mapped it out. Like, you know what to do. You don't have to step back and think about it and waste time. So map it out now. Be prepared. Pick out a couple of items that would sell in those price ranges. Look at what they're selling for on Etsy and other Shopify stores. Look at what's hot right now on other stores. There's so many ways that you could look at what's selling right now in other places. And that's, you know, the path that you can outline. And if you do this, you know, you're not always focused on customer acquisition. There's a big focus on customer ascension. So current customer and prospect ascension opposed to new customer acquisition. If you don't know what customer acquisition is, it's just, you know, acquiring a new customer, which requires marketing and money spent. But once you have customers and they're on your email list, you're not really spending any money to email them other than what you spend on your email marketing service, right? You email them, and if they buy, right, that's significantly better than if you spent money on ads to get them to purchase. You follow me? All right. So that is it tonight. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you start thinking a little bit about customer ascension. It's a extremely cool model. It's one that, you know, is very simple. It's not advanced. It's just a matter of time finding that initial niche breaker product, which for me was these high volume dog collars, and then saying, oh, I have people interested in X, Y, or Z, and then putting out other products that are more expensive, finding out which products they're purchasing. So it's not rocket science. It's nothing that is groundbreaking. It's just kind of common sense. And once you look at this and you watch this, a lot of people are like, oh, I can't believe I didn't think about that. And for the longest time, I didn't either. Like, for years, I was stuck selling those low ticket products. And then I discovered a way to take my current customers and to send them. So print on demand is phenomenal. It's a great way to pivot from selling the AliExpress style items or Zendrop or whatever service it is you might be using, selling some higher ticket stuff that ships much faster, that's a bit less of a headache in regards to shipping times. And it's just fun. It's really cool to see what works, and, you know, what doesn't work. It hurts, but it's still kind of cool figure out what doesn't work. So that's it. Love you all. If you're in the area where the hurricanes hit, are going, this new one that may potentially hit, or the one that did hit, hope that you're doing okay and you're staying safe. And Prayers and thoughts for everyone that was affected by this natural disaster. I will see you all next week, same place, same time, right here on the Profit Power Hour for more meat and potatoes training. I love you all. Good night. I'll see you next week.